Hello, welcome to session 10 of Sigma training. My name's Kim Blake and this session is on account payable files. Just got a couple of slides for you, then I'll move into the live demonstration. So what we're going to look at today is what is an accounts payable file, how to view previously run account payable files, how to create from an EDI file or from the manage invoices. So a majority of people will load their EDI file in and then create an accounts payable file just for that that EDI file. Some people will also create ones for their manual invoices. So I'll show you both ways and then I'll show you the available help pages. So what is an accounts payable file? It's a bespoke file format that's just for you, and it's created in Sigma. A list of all the invoices that are due to be paid, and then you send it to your accounts payable department. So we work with you to create that format, and then once that format's in the database, you'll be able to use that time and time again. So I'm in Sigma, I'm in the tree configuration. But I'm going to move to the invoice validation menu and I'll show you creating a file from batch imports. So invoice validation, invoices, manage batch imports. So I'm going to look at this batch here. This is batch number 284 and this is the one that I used for the EDI session. Now I've got 17 invoices that are loaded. And I've got a lot of accounts that are account missing. So I would need to create these accounts and then process the accounts payable file. Generally, I would want to do a file for all of the invoices. But I'm going to show you this just as an example of just creating a file for the 17 invoices that I have loaded. So once they're loaded, they're live, which means they appear in the invoicing page and in reporting. And if I click on live only, we'll see those 17 invoices. So we can do an accounts payable file for all of these. So the invoice has to be loaded and then it's in here and I can create that file. So the easiest way is to select all and then use the bulk actions. But just be sure that you have selected all. I've got 17 in total and I've only selected 10. My page length is just to show 10 items. So increase that so you can see all, tick them all, and then we've got 17 selected out of 17. You can either right click and export or use the bulk actions and export. So from here, it's showing me the invoices, not the accruals. It's saying export already exported data is off. So I don't want to export anything that's already been exported. And I've got 17 selected and 17 are exportable. So they've not been exported before. It's on a test run. So that's my starting point, just to do a test run. And it's not going to give me the PDFs. I can change either of those, but that's the starting. So test run and not to export the PDFs. And then you choose your format from the list. Generally, most people will just have one option, but you could have more, and then export. So this is a test run. So it will export it for me, and it's downloaded it. And this is the file. So this is my bespoke format. Yours may look very different. This is the format that I've got for my export. And I would then send that to my accounts payable department. If I'm happy with that format and it looks right and I've got all my invoices in, I can then do a live run, highlight all the invoices, export accounts payable, and this time change it from test run off, so it's a live run. And if you want the PDFs, change that to on, and then you would export. I'm not going to do that for the moment. I just want to leave it as it is, but that's how you would do it as a live run. So if I just cancel from there, and I'll show you the same process, but from the Manage Invoices page. So Invoice Validation menu, down to Invoices, and then Manage Invoices. Let me just clear the filter so we can see all the invoices I've got. So I've only got 19 in the database. And then I can do whatever search search criteria that I want. So I could search for the batch and apply. That gives me those 17. Clear the filter. I could search for the import source. So if I just wanted my manual invoices for a particular date range, and apply. Now I've only got 2 in there, which makes sense. I've got 17 that are in one batch, and then I've got 2 manual invoices. So I may well have done the EDI ones separately when I did the manage the EDI file. If I want to do these 2, same process, highlight them both, bulk actions, export account payable information. Then we've got 2 invoices to export. If I'm happy with it, live run. Choose my format and then export. So that's the 2 different ways that you can create those files. And those files then go into, if I go to invoice validation, invoices and account payable runs. So I didn't do live runs, so we won't see them in here, but this is a list of the ones that have been done. And the options that you have is to view the file or to view it in the system itself. So if I click on the hyperlink, this will show me the invoices and the details on those invoices, and you can export that. That's not your actual file. It's a way of seeing what invoices were included in that accounts payable run. We can see how many invoices are in there. We can see the total consumption and cost. If I right-click, the options are to view, which is the same as clicking on the hyperlink. Or if you actually want the file, right-click and export, and that will export it in the format that's compatible with your accounts payable. Or you can delete the file. So 2 ways to create a file, either from your batch, so from your manage batch imports, in your batch, and then you need to be the live only, so you're seeing just the loaded invoices, and then your bulk actions. Or invoice validation, and then manage invoices. And this allows you to either pick all of your invoices, or you can pick invoices for a particular time range, or import source. So if you've already done your EDI ones, you might want to do manual. So you would choose manual and apply, and then you would just see your manual ones. Once you've created those files, you can go back to them by going to the invoice validation menu and down to Accounts Payable Files. A little bit about the help files that are available. So in the help files, we've got a section on creating accounts payable files, which takes you through both those processes. How to create them from batches, and then how to view the accounts payable files. Thank you for your time. I'll speak to you soon. Thank you.